The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
After a little slump a year ago, this thing's doing very, very well. There's no sign of any breakdown in the housing improvement.
That was Larry Kudlow right before the housing crash. It was about 3 weeks before we had the major crash. And already at that time, we saw housing in California and other parts of the country getting just squashed. We knew there was an economy, a housing economy that was just going to fall apart. We knew the housing, everybody knew. And how did you know? The smart money knew, because they watch yields. The 10-year Treasury yield, it's honest. The bond markets, the only place you're going to get good information is through the bond market. When somebody asks, how do you know what the market's going to do? Look at the bond market. Right now, we are in a critical situation. Very critical situation. I put up for my class this morning, and I'm also going to put it into on my Friday unveiling of the unwrapping of the unfolding of the stock market crash. Every Friday, I post around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. I do a review of the week, and then I take pieces out of that week as evidence the market's going to crash. There has been never has been so much evidence as this week. So please don't miss that. It's free for everybody on my YouTube channel. Go to Phil's Gang YouTube channel. The unfolding of the stock market crash. And I have a chart for you that identifies clearly. When you look at that chart and what I'm giving you, you're going to agree, most of you will agree, that we have almost an 80% probability that we're going to get a 10% correction between now and Memorial Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day. And we'll probably have a crash probably about, I would say, the end of October, or it'd be about the end of October, or it'd be between October and the second week of February of 2022. Now, I got to tell you, I heard this morning, I was listening to this, and it just reminded me of what's going on right now. And by the way, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on with this market. I'm getting inundated with emails every day. The big question, with what's going on, Phil, the market going up one day, down the next day, when's the market going to crash? Well, the most important question is, do you know when to get out of the market before it crashes? Because 85% of you don't, and 85% of you hold on to your stock to the last minute because you're just, it's like a cocaine addict. You're addicted to these stocks, especially the tech stocks. People just can't sell their tech stocks. You remember the dot-com crash? Same thing. They were addicted to tech stocks. They couldn't get out of those tech stocks. I remember I did an interview on radio with a guy, and I'll never forget, and I still remember this, Hyannis, Massachusetts. He was a barber. He was about $50,000 away from making $1 million on the dot-coms. $50,000. I asked him, why don't you get out? Because all the signs the market is crashing is here. We can see it with the treasury yields. It's going to crash. It's over. Get out now. Now, I said, I just want to make that last $50,000. I've got to get that $1 million. After the crash, I called him back, and I interviewed him. And he says, I was a horse's arse. And I seconded the motion. And I told him if we could dig up J.P. Morgan, he would too. Don't be in that position. If you've made money in the last 13 years, but if you made money in the last 13 months, especially the big tech stocks, it's time to get out. It's time to start unloading. You don't have to get out of all of them. You can reduce your positions, but at least start reducing your position and put stops in. Stops are an insurance policy, so if they do start going down, you'll be kicked out automatically. And then get into a position to short the market. There's no reason just to get out and stand on the sidelines. My God, it is a shame that this system we have, the fake business news network, this Wall Street brokers, they keep telling you, don't short stocks, don't short stocks. It's dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's dangerous only to them because they don't make money when you short stocks. They only make money when you buy stocks. So we're at a peak right now. I've never seen the evidence I'm looking at right now, and I'm going to present all that evidence. Go again Friday on Phil's Gang YouTube channel, and it says, you'll see it right there, unfolding of the stock market crash. And I'm going to show you a chart. If you're not convinced, by the time I show you this chart, you'll never be convinced. Okay, so let's move on. So my point this morning, I was listening to this. Listen to this.
Dr. Fauci right now trying to disclaim any involvement in gain-of-function research. So the American people deserve the truth. Really, the people of the world deserve the truth on this. And unfortunately, because of the cabal between social media, mainstream media, and our federal health agencies and big government, we're not getting the truth.
Do you think that's any different with the stock market and the economy? You think you're given the truth by these fake business news networks? You think you're being given the truth from Wall Street, what's going on in this market? Do you think the Federal Reserve, I hope one thing, I just hope for one thing, and this market's going to crash. Let's just hope when this market crashes this time, the few honest members of Congress, like Jim Jordan or our own Vern Buchanan, will place the blame squarely where it should be, on the Federal Reserve, and finally, once and for all, get rid of the Federal Reserve. They're worse than COVID. They're worse than COVID. We think COVID's bad? The Federal Reserve are financial terrorists. They're financial terrorists. They do nothing to help the hardworking people in this country. They do nothing to help the people who make $65,000 combined income or less. And in some areas, even $125,000 combined income or less. And that's not a lot of money if you live in Manhattan or you live in San Francisco. It's the Federal Reserve that is to blame for this coming crash, especially after 2008. The Federal Reserve, our owners, they're the ones who are responsible for the crash.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
That's right. So our owners, they control the Federal Reserve, which is not federal, and they have no reserves. That's a gangster operation. That's all it is. It's a banking cartel. They're the enemy of Main Street. They're the enemy of the people. And for all you people right now who are in Apple and Microsoft and Netflix and Tesla, and you think you're rich, just like you thought you were rich with the dot-coms, like you thought you were rich in the housing con. You're not rich. You're not. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen, you're borrowing that money. You're borrowing that money. And I'm telling you, start paying it back now. Because if you don't start paying it back right now, call your broker, go online, and start getting rid of that money that's been loaned to you, you are going to be so sorry, because you're going to be left with a big tab. You're going to be left with a big tab. You'll be left with nothing. Because of the Federal Reserve. They're not your friend. The Federal Reserve, remember, they threw you under the bus in 2008. If you're a hard-working person, Main Street, they threw you under the bus. They made the decision to throw you under the bus. Why? I'll tell you why when we get back, and I'll tell you what this market is going to do in the near future.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, if the government lies to us about what's going on in Washington, about COVID and all of that, you don't think they're lying to us about what's going on in the economy, the stock market? You don't think that? You don't think they're doing that? You think they're being honest with us? When they say something like this.
So the stock market's been booming. It's been backed by a strong V-shaped recovery.
No, it hasn't been backed by a strong V-shaped recovery or an F shape or a D shape or a Z shape. It's been backed by screwing the people on Main Street, by the Federal Reserve, who's the enemy of the people, printing and printing and printing money so that they can keep turning around and take care of who? Not Main Street, but investment banks. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Citi. Take care of private equity firms like Blackstone, Apollo Group, and Carlyle Group, which the Bushes own. Big heavy winners. Let me tell you, he's telling you, listen to what he's saying.
So the stock market's been booming. It's been backed by a strong V-shaped recovery.
It's been backed by zero interest rates. It's been backed by printing money to buy treasuries, to drop zero interest rates, to get those interest rates down to zero, so they can take that money and and that's creating inflation. And the Federal Reserve creates inflation on purpose. Remember, they take that money to buy treasury, drop rates down to zero, to give the money to CEOs to do stock buybacks, which destroy the standard of living of the Main Street worker, because the CEO no longer puts the money into business investment, so to grow the company, to manufacture stuff so we can sell it. And the better equipment, the more we can manufacture, more we can produce, the more wages go up, more people we can hire. That's when you have a good economy. And who does that? China. Their GDP is at 18%. Our GDP going back to 2008 to today, if you average it, is 1.6 to 1.8%. China's at 18%. See, we don't manufacture anything anymore. The Federal Reserve can't grow an economy. That's not what they do. They can't grow an economy. They made a decision after 2008, no recession. They weren't going to have a recession. And when they made that decision, they made a decision to throw Main Street under the bus, because you got to have a recession for Main Street to work, for Main Street to live, because you got to clean out debt. You got to readjust the prices of everything that's overpriced, especially the stock market. By refusing to go into a recession, what they decided to do was to increase the wealth of the 1 percentile, i.e. investment banks, private equity firms, Wall Street. The other thing they decided to do was increase the size of government. Both those things are negative to Main Street. It's throwing you under the bus, because by printing all this money to drive the stock market higher, it's devalued the dollar. And for the poor folks on Main Street, you don't have artwork. You don't have exclusive real estate. You don't have fine art, rare coins, stamps. You don't have metals, titanium and platinum. And most of you don't even have stocks. See, they keep lying about inflation. They want inflation. You don't think the investment banks want inflation? You don't think the private equity firms want inflation? You don't think the 1% who have all these assets don't want inflation? What do you think moves up those assets? What do you think moves up art and exclusive real estate and stamps and coins and metals? It's inflation. And boy, the Federal Reserve is there to provide. They're there to provide. And the other thing, they're there to grow the government. That's the last thing you want, is the government to grow. They're there to grow it. Both those things screw Main Street. But we're now getting to the point, after 13 years, see, they've convinced everybody that the stock market's the economy. Look at the stock market. I'll tell you how healthy the economy is, which is a big, bold lie. You look at the yields, and the 10-year Treasury yields are dropping. Look what happened the other day. And I'm going to explain to you what this market's going to do because of it. I mean, it's amazing what they did, how they're engineering this market by moving the levers at the Federal Reserve up and down. Think about what they did. The first thing they did on Friday, remember the yields were 132 basis points. Remember, we started at April with the yields at 172 basis points. And when yields go up, that means you got a good economy. Things are strong. But when yields come down, and by Friday they were down 132 basis points. By Monday they're down 124 basis points. Yesterday they're down 118 basis points from 172 basis. That means the economy's going down. The economy is tanking. Things are getting worse. But they don't tell you that. They tell you everything's great. Why? Because when they keep on killing these when they keep dropping these yields down, that helps one thing. What does it help? It helps the big tech stocks. So the big tech stocks always move up. And they've been moving up for 13 years, pushing the S&P up. The other 494 stocks. Remember, there's 6 stocks that are pushing up 494 stocks. Think of them as the supercharger, a super PAC. They put it. They attach it to the S&P 500 stocks, 6 stocks, and it blasts the S&P off. And they keep telling you, look at the market, look how great the economy is, when it's destroying you. Because remember, the only way those stocks can go up, to push the S&P go up, is to keep driving the yields down. Until finally, it's destroyed Main Street so badly. Because every time they print this money to get yields to go down so they can keep driving the S&P up by having these 6 stocks control the S&P, it's destroying Main Street. Destroys your wage, destroys everything. And then you get to a point where we're getting so close, and I'll show you on my chart. You can go check it out on Friday night. It's free. Getting so close now to a correction. We're first going to have a 10%, then we're going to have the 70% correction. So think what they did. So on Friday, the market was at 132 basis points. We come in Monday morning, and all of a sudden, the market drops 700 points. During the day, it was down 900 points. And you go and you look, and the big tech stocks were not rallying. Why? The yields were down. What's going on? Then we come in on Tuesday morning. The yields are down 118 points. And the tech stocks were hardly going up. I'll explain when I get back what they did and what's going to happen with this market when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. PhilsGang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With PhilsGang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to PhilsGang.com. PhilsGang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly, you're asking the question, I get all day long, what is the market going to do? Okay, as you know, on Friday, we closed out the market. We weren't down that much. We come in Monday. All of a sudden, Monday, we're down big time. Matter of fact, at one point, we were down almost 900 points on Monday. And then we closed down about 700 points. But what was interesting, the yield on Friday was 132 basis points. But on Monday, when we dropped 900 points during the day and closed down 700 points, the yield dropped to 124. What does that mean? That means that the Qs, the NASDAQ 100, or any tech stock you're in, should have rallied big. It didn't. Then we come in on Tuesday, okay, and we had this big move on Tuesday. From where we were down 700, all of a sudden we move up 500. On that day, Tuesday, the yields dropped further, down 118 points. So what's that mean? The yields weren't, the tech stocks weren't going up. They're going up a little bit, and the bank stocks were going up. So what does that mean? That means when we dropped on Tuesday and the market went down 700 points, and then on Tuesday, when the market rallied back up 500 points, the yields were down 118 points from Friday's 132 points, and the Q should have made new highs. Should have made new highs. All your big tech stocks should have moved up. They moved up very little. What is wrong? They're supposed to take off like a jet engine, but they didn't. But they're starting to move the bank stocks up. They started to move the bank stocks up yesterday, remember? They started to move the bank. And the only reason why the tech stocks were going up a little bit, but they weren't going up to make a new high. Let me tell you what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you closely. You got to, if you're going to stay in your tech stocks, you got to see the Qs make a new high. It's that simple. If you take the Qs, if you want to know the state in your Apple and Microsoft and all that, you got to make sure that your Qs make a high, okay, above 365. Stay there for a week. But here's the problem. If the yields keep going up as high as they are now, remember, they went from 118 up to 127. That's a problem. So they don't know what to do. The Federal Reserve is manipulating the market. They always keep the yields down low to always keep pushing up the big tech stocks, especially the Qs, the NASDAQ 100. But something failed. Something failed miserably yesterday. The big tech stocks with yields down to 118 weren't going up. That's a big red flag. If you're in Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Tesla, any of those, if you're in those, you should be dumping those now, or at least taking half of your position off. Because when the yields went down 118 points yesterday, the stock market, your Q should have made new highs, your tech should have been soaring, but they weren't. They were only going up a little bit. Why? Just like what happened in the NASDAQ day, in the dot-com days. You have what we call the tourist investor. Who's that? They're never in the market. They always come in at the end before it crashes, and they always buy on margin, and they're buying because they hear from CNBC and Fox and all the fake business there, oh, this is about time, you got to buy in the dip, and they all come running in. All enthusiastic, buying the dip. They have no idea. They don't know the difference between a yield and a banana peel. And if they're looking at the yield down 118 points, and if they're telling you to buy in the dip, the big tech stocks, there, you got to say no, because something was wrong. Now the yields today, they're pushing up to 127 points. What's going on? Well, take a look. Your bank stocks are going up. So the Fed's in trouble. They got to make a decision. Do we push up the bank stocks? But if we push up the bank stocks, the whole S&P will have at least a 10% correction. So do we go back and start rigging the big tech stocks to go back up, Apple and Microsoft and Tesla, by artificially pushing the yields back down from 127 back to 118? But that didn't work yesterday when we were down we dropped from 132 to 118. Take a look yourself. Take a look at your chart. The big tech stocks hardly rallied yesterday. Hardly rallied. So the thing is, if you want to know what to do, if you're in tech stocks, I don't care which one, go and take your Qs, put them up on a chart, and if it doesn't make a new high while those yields are down, if it doesn't make a new high above 363. But here's the problem. You're not going to make new highs if the yields keep going up. They're at what now, 127 basis point? Or are they higher than that now? They're at 130. They're at 130. You can't drive those big tech stocks up at 130. And if they're going up, they're being rigged to go up. Not rigged to go up. They're going up because in high yields, because you got people, the tourist investor who's buying on margin, doesn't know what he's doing. He's listening to fake business news network, believing them. You buy on the pullback. So that's how you're going to know whether to start unloading your tech stocks. So watch your Qs and the NASDAQ 100. If they don't make a new high on low yields, then it's over. Now, they got to make a decision. Do they keep pushing the banks? Let's talk about the banks. Remember what the banks are. The banks are the leadership of the whole stock market. So they're trying to push the banks up. How are they doing that? They've been pushing up the yields. Now we're up to, 128 now? 130. We're up to 130 on the yields. And why are they doing that? Because they know the banks are in deep trouble. They got to push them up. But the banks, guess what? Go take a look at the banks on the charts. they're not doing well. Even though they're going up, not enough money is going into them. So they got a real problem. They're trying to push the banks up by artificially pushing the yields up to 130. And then all of a sudden tomorrow, you watch, they'll turn around and say, that's not working. So they're going to push the yields back down towards 118, hoping they can push the big tech stocks up. And when the big tech stocks don't go up, like if they didn't go up yesterday, you're going to see a hell of a correction. That's the bottom line. Now, what you should do is join my gang for 10 days free and let us guide you through this. Let us guide you through this. But here's the one thing. When this market crashes, make sure you understand it's the Federal Reserve. And the reason why people are suffering on Main Street, I get so sick of hearing how rich everybody is on Main Street. That is not true. People on Main Street are suffering. They're living paycheck to paycheck. 72% of our people living paycheck to paycheck. They're not doing well because the inflation is killing them. Inflation. Look, rent prices, the inflation. And why did inflation go up 3 times higher than normal? Because they keep trying to push the yields down, to keep pushing the tech stocks up, to keep making new highs, all fake, on the S&P. So every day they can tell you the S&P or the Dow just made a new all-time high. Well, how are they doing that? By screwing Main Street, by printing all this money. That's inflationary. And when it's inflationary, it pushes up rent 7.5%. About 7.5% just recently. That's 3 times higher than normal. And now, guess what? All this inflation, the containers that are coming in from China to LA, up 500% because we're buying all their stuff. And that's killing Main Street because it's so expensive. At the same time, China's increasing their economic growth by 18% by making all the stuff in China, creating all these jobs in China. They send us the goods. Then we borrow money from them to buy the goods. And you tell us how great this economy is? This is nuts. Oil's increased 112%, all for the wrong reasons. They lie and tell you it's demand. The economy's doing great. It's demand. No, it's their monetary policy that pushed it up. A very bad, terrible monetary policy that's pushing oil up. Not demand, not a good economy. We'll talk about that when we get back and give you a couple stocks you should be buying. Join my gang. Go to Phil's Gang Working Investor Group. Free, 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over 6-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. You get the color-coded chart. That's free for 10 days. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when not to add. And at the same time, we post our portfolio, our member portfolio. And we tell you every day, it's recorded, what to do with each stock in that portfolio. Does anyone do that for you with your portfolio?
Looking at Caterpillar, we're going to go ahead and throw a scout back in this one to go short again. And we got out on the big move up yesterday.
And he tells you exactly what to do. That's Steve. He's head of our education department. Look, they can tell us all day long where I have a solid economy. You don't have a solid economy. I mean, listen when he says this.
Well, we have a very solid economy.
You don't have a solid economy when your economy is on life support. When your economy is on life support. All that stimulus is life support. We're broke. And the 10-year Treasury yield since April, going from 172 basis points down to 118 basis points yesterday, is telling you the economy's in deep trouble. But they lie and tell you, oh no, we have no inflation. It's a target of 2%. We haven't gone over our target 2% when real inflation is 15%. But say, oh, no, we're at 2%. They keep lying, 2%. Because they're destroying Main Street. But before I run out of time, I'm going to tell you this one last time for all you people who have tech stocks and you don't know what to do. I'm telling you, take at least half your stocks off today and put a stop in. And they get ready to short them. When? I'm going to tell you right now. So right now, if you take a look, remember what I told you, and here's the warning sign. On Monday, when the market closed, on Monday when we closed, remember we were down 725 points on Monday. Tuesday morning we came in, and remember when we came in Tuesday morning, we saw the yields drop from 124 basis points down to 118, and all of a sudden, the market goes up 550 points. But the yields were down 118, and I look, and the tech stocks are hardly moving, and the Qs, the NASDAQ 100 best stocks, should have on Tuesday, when we were at 118 basis points, and we went up 550 points on the close, positive 550, the NASDAQ 100 should have been above 364. That's right, but it didn't reach it. So now today, you got the yield at 130. You're certainly not going to reach it today. It's in trouble. So if it can't get above the high of 365 on low yields, if they can't drag these yields back down and they decide they're going to just focus on the bank, who's that? The Federal Reserve, the gangster banksters. If they decide they want to push the banks now, you'll know to start getting out of your tech stocks. So keep looking at the Qs every day. Doesn't make a new high of 365, and the yields are down. They drop, let's say, from 127 back down to 120 or 118, and your yield, the Qs didn't make a new high, you know it's in trouble. Now, if we close today, where the Qs, remember I told you, the Qs on Wednesday, the high was around 365. If we close today at 360 on the Qs, and if the Qs, that's the NASDAQ 100, if all of a sudden the Qs drop, and the Qs take out a low of 352, you better be out of your Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, all those stocks you love. All those stocks you love, Netflix, all of them, because you're going to get hit hard. So it's really simple. Listen, we'll do this for you for 10 days free. This is going to be so crucial for the next 10 days. You should just join the gang for 10 days free just to follow us, to guide you for the next 10 days, for God's sake. You don't want to stay with us, fine. But 10 days, it's free. At least you'll be able to tell us, should I get out of my tech stocks? What should I buy? You shouldn't buy. You should be preparing. If the Qs break below that 362, start selling it short. And then another thing, if the Qs drop below 342, that's going to break a key support. If it breaks below 342, it's breaking a key support. And the next 10 days are going to be so critical. I'm begging you. If you decide after 10 days you don't want to join the gang, I'm just begging you, please, 10 days, let us at least guide you so you don't get hurt. And we'll do it free. For heaven's sakes, for 10 days. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the bank stocks. What are you going to do with the bank stocks? Well, they're going to be driving the bank stocks up. Those are the ones that you want to watch, okay? But you don't want to buy the bank stocks either until you have a real buy signal. Bank of America, it's at $38. My members aren't going to buy it till it's above $4.80. You got to get above where that key support is. Wells Fargo, we're going to be watching that. Okay, it just broke above the key support around 45.50. But it's not yet ready. Not yet ready. We haven't got the buy signal. Remember, even though Wells Fargo has gone up from a low of 41 to 45.81, you still don't buy it because there's no buy signal. How do I know? Because my charts remain red. Nobody else has charts like mine. They shouldn't. Their patent is telling you there's not enough money going in those. But the real stocks you got to start watching where you could make a lot of money is on the airlines. That's right, the airlines. The airlines, the casinos, the cruise lines, that's where you're going to make a lot of money right there. If they're going to rally this market, let's say they're going to just keep rallying the banks and your tech stocks are dead and they're just going to hold them where the tech stocks go sideways for a couple of months and they keep pushing the banks up, then you're going to see your cruise lines go up. You're going to remember, we made a lot of money shorting the cruise lines. We made a lot of money shorting CCL, Carnival Cruise Line. But remember what's got to happen. You got to make sure if you're going to buy the cruise lines, the airlines, and the casinos, you got to make sure at least the big tech stocks, when you see the yields drop back down towards 120, 118. If they're not going higher to make new highs in those Qs, the Qs aren't making new highs, and they're just staying there, which I think they're going to do, okay? And while they're pushing the banks up, you're going to make money on, as I say, the airlines and the casinos, okay, and the cruise lines, all right? Look, all I want you to understand is you've been played on Main Street. For 13 years, this market's been going up because they've been doing something so evil, making people on Main Street think they're rich by keeping rates low. Well, the big investment banks and the private investment companies, the big boys, the Federal Reserve was making sure they were getting rich while making you poor. They made you poor. How? They make the Federal Reserve, they make the big investment banks and the private equity companies very, very wealthy by creating inflation. And they make the 1% very well, creating inflation. How do they do that? Print and print and print and print. At the same time, you're screwed, but you don't know it. Because they drop rates so low, you can go buy a car, very inexpensive, snowmobile, watermobile. You can go and everything's so inexpensive because you can go put it on time and a credit card and the rates are low. But you don't realize you're getting screwed. But eventually you do. Eventually you're smart. And you're going to say, something's wrong here. My credit cards are tapped off, gasoline's going up, food's going up. What the hell's going on? My wages aren't going up. What's going on? You've been had by the Federal Reserve for 13 years, and it's coming to a peak right now. And if you go to my YouTube channel on Friday, I've been doing this for a long time, the unfolding of the stock market crash, I'm going to put up a chart that's going to knock your socks off. You're going to say, oh my God, we are really close to a crash. Oh my God. Or at least we're close to a 10% correction. Remember, we're not going to have a crash right away. It doesn't work that way. You first will get a 10% correction, then they'll rally the market for about 6-7 months, and then finally you get that last crash. Look, our country is in big trouble. Big trouble with this inflation. Oil's increased 112%. And they tell us there's no inflation? It's transitory? That's not transitory when oil is going up 112%. But the reason why it went, they're trying to tell you it's demand. The economy is doing great. It's demand. No, it's not. It's they shut Keystone Pipeline down. They took the restrictions off the Russian pipeline to Germany. And what else are they doing? They're printing all this money. And they also cut us from drilling in Alaska. That's why oil's up, not the economy's doing well. Keep your eye on the cues. Join my gang free working investor group, free for 10 days, and we'll guide you for the next 10 days through this.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make